Hello, fam. Welcome to listen. We're doing a roast and a recap of the mess that we call Portia's Family Matters. Y'all, did you check out that episode? Okay, listen, let's get right into it. I will let you guys know that I did do a roast and a recap, right? I did do, well, it wasn't a roast, it was a recap and rant. I did that with Layla Lynn. I did that with Up and Adam, and I did it, of course, with the Grace Report, the OGs. You got to check that out. We had a really fun conversation, and there were a lot of differing opinions. Listen, Layla keeps it classy. Grace keeps it classy. Up and Adam keeps it up, right? But y'all, on this channel right here, when they go high, we go to hell. And it's time to go to hell. We are getting into the gutter and roasting the mess out of Porsha's and Simon's show because y'all, the lies. However, I do want you to check out the live that I did. We're doing it on each other's channel. This week it was on my channel. Next week it's going to be on Adam's. Week after that it's going to be on Layla Lynn's. And then it's going to be on Grace's. Check it out. It's always going to be 12:30 p.m. each Monday. Okay? Check that out after you watch this live, right? After you watch this live. It's a good time, right? Y'all, where do we start? For one. Let's start from the beginning. This is going to be a detailed roast, a detailed rant, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, get my notes out. That's how deep this was. Give me that money. Y'all, the producers saw Porsha coming when they were pounding, give me that money. Y'all, right? Now, the scene opens with Porsha, of course, gloating her butt off. Porsha is beyond ecstatic that Simon is a good man that only has eyes for her. But quiet as is kept. Funny thing is, even when they were watching the premiere of Porsha was in the clubhouse at Watch What Happens Live. Simon, and the video's gonna drop, was in Atlanta pursuing his favorite type of big game, hunting. Now, Dennis was like, yo, I don't know what that is. If that's not anything, that is a player. Then we went into, right? Let me get my damn notes. There's too much going on. Woo! So then we get into when they are actually house hunting, right? Now it's all stage. But they get into house hunting. The house hunting is weird in the fact that you are literally supposed to be worth $300-400 million. You are literally hunting for a house that is worth $2.2 million. The real gag is, if you haven't watched my expose, Simon don't even got that $2.2 million. He literally was doing that in an exercise of She by Sheree, spring, summer, February, fall. The same time that Porsha's marriage is going to be happening. Because if you don't remember, if you watch What Happens Live, she literally said to Andy Cohen, she literally said that they're just now enjoying time being engaged and they're not even planning any of the weddings. She started off saying there was going to be 3 weddings and a funeral. They're not planning any marriages, right? Now, she said that she met the man of her dreams. You cannot tell me in any stretch of the word that Simon looks like Porsha's man of her dreams, but I think his imaginary bank account does, right? They met, and a couple months later, they are now engaged. Now, we know that can actually not be the case, right? We know this cannot be the case about her actually being engaged because, for one, right? How are you acting like you met him and then you got engaged a month ago? You guys, they knew each other back from 2020. September, they were still messing around. Earlier than that, but definitely September, we can place them at the St. Regis. Now you guys are just trying to act like you guys just bumped into each other. How are you saying that you met him and you became engaged a few weeks later? You've been known him. Like I said in that review earlier, all you had to do was just slide into his DMs and check on him. Again, I find it odd, and I ask this about everyone. Is it normal for women or men to only check on the partner they don't know? What about the person that she could at least check in with Fallon and seen if Fallon was going to actually, if she was going to return Fallon's dress? She could have at least done that. You know, I love the way on Watch It Happen Live, Porsha was sitting there and was just like, oh yeah, and congratulations for Fallon's baby. She keeps putting that narrative out of there because she thinks it distances her from the guilt. If anything, she should have looked at the camera and been like, Andy, which camera? Over there? Fallon, when am I getting my dress back? Fallon, when do you want your dress back? I will give it back to you as soon as possible, right? Listen. Yes. No, I listen. Well, first of all, the wedding, pecan brittle. I did know the wedding planner, and if you actually watched the whole video, you would know that the wedding planner said because of the unstable situation going on in Nigeria right now, they were canceling all events for the first half of, for the ending of 2021 and the first half of 2022. Again, you can talk to a wedding planner. You can go to a wedding planner. That doesn't mean by any means, right? That doesn't mean by any means that the wedding is actually happening. Just like I know where the wedding planner is for the second wedding. I'll do a video just for you, Pecan Brittle, right? It doesn't mean it's happening. She's going to look at houses. Does that mean you're buying a house? You have to remember with Simon, if you guys are part of my members only live, you have to remember that his own family said he likes to front. He likes to lie. Everything's rented. The car's rented, the house rented, everything's rented, right? So when you look at Simon, he is one of those people that likes to fluff. Maybe I have 50, not even 50,000. Maybe I have $50 in my pocket, but I'm a front like there's 5,000 in my pocket. This is the type of person Simon is. Now, again, you also have to realize Simon is running a scam on Porsha. The fact that Porsha thought she saw Simon coming, the fact that Porsha thought she was taking advantage of Simon, the fact that Porsha thought anything was happening is of no concern. Let's separate the issues. They literally are two horrible people that found each other. Porsha thought that she was securing the bag, only like I said, she was still in a old Crown Royal bag with rusty pennies, right? Simon, right? Simon is using Porsha to, one, fulfill his life dreams of being famous. He has like a pathology about that. And two, to use her fame to actually grow and secure more things. So of course, he's going to be like, oh yeah, babe, plan 50 weddings. Let's see how many of those weddings actually happen. Like you and I both know, it don't cost anything to meet with someone. And I guarantee you one thing about Simon, he is willing to do anything that doesn't cost him anything. Because again, at this point, you also have to remember, Porsha thought Simon had money. And she's still trying to figure out if he does, because Simon is also known for being super, super cheap. But if you know how I know, he's super cheap because he has a limited amount of money and is using that to fluff. And now he's trying to figure out if there's any more importance that he can extract from Porsha. And Portia's trying to figure out, is there any money really there? But let's get into that, right? Let's get into this, right? Listen. Wait, who said this? Who's the real player? I know African men can't be played. Most are really smart. Are there any African men in the chat? Let's see. Can y'all not be played? Matter of fact, are there any women that dated African men? Let me know your experiences, right? Because honestly, is Simon literally running game on her? And because it's African game, she hasn't seen it? Or is this a pathology that is like literally something that is very, very, very unique to Simon now, right? Listen, let's get through this because we're doing a detailed review and we are going to get in there and roast. We're roasting, right? So Porsha says, and you guys watch my live earlier with Up and Adam, Layla, Lynn, and of course, the Grace Report. It was really fun time, really good. It's going to be every week. You guys just support us, right? So she said she got engaged on Thursday. She somehow thought that the divorce papers were going to be submitted on Friday and stamped. First of all, and this is what gets me mad about Porsha and everybody defending this woman. How the hell you thought the divorce papers were going to be signed the next day when mama, You went through a divorce. You are a divorcee. What you mean you thought a judge was going to issue a divorce decree the next day? Hey, Rim, thank you so much for the support. Listen, how did you think that a divorce decree, I say it again, for the people in the chat, right? How did you think a divorce decree was going to be entered in and signed the next day when, forget about Simon having lawyers, forget about Simon knowing better, but you've been divorced. You know how this shit goes. It takes 90 days at the fastest to get out a divorce. That's if everybody signs the paper. It takes 90 days. So how did you think it was going to happen the next day? Then we roll into the next slide. And then before you know it, this picture came out on social media. Girl, you posted it. You could have archived that. You could have archived it. The world didn't have to see. The world did not have to see. You could have archived it, but you did. Again, the way that Porsha is able to convince people that she is so clueless that she doesn't even have control over her own social media, you chose the pic. You edited the pic, right? Let's not play anymore. That people are just like, whoops, wow, sorry, I went live accidentally. We all know that doesn't happen. We're not new to the social media game. You go from your 1,000 pics you took, you find the best pic, you edit it, you lighten it, you do whatever you need to do to it, and then you post, and then you got to sit there and write the caption. You did all that, Miss Mama, by accident? Y'all, right? Now, I will say a couple of behind the scene things that we know about this. That event for the Mother's Day thing, right? Okay, hold on. That event for the Mother's Day thing, the reason why Dennis was so upset is because, yes, he did throw it. But the reason why he was throwing it is because the family was in Dennis's ear. This is all alleged, was in Dennis's ear being like, yo, this will make you look like the father year. This will make you look really, really good. Now, here's the thing. It is true that Dennis did not want to commit to Porsha. Porsha lied when she said that her and Dennis had been dating for a year and then she got pregnant. Porsha had only been messing around with Dennis for 3 weeks. She became pregnant with her little bundle of joy, and then she tried to force the relationship. It didn't work out because, from what I hear, Dennis is a handful. But also, from what I hear, right? Porsha went to him on some, yo, we some Beyonce and Jay, let's build together. Porsha doesn't want to be a builder. Porsha wants to be a kept woman. No shade to that. But she came to Dennis like, yo, it's $500 million in the elevator. And Dennis was like, what's happening? You are being lazy. That's why it didn't work out. Also, Dennis cheated on her. Dennis treated her bad. Like, Dennis was a mess. Like, this is not in defense of Dennis. But so what happened is they were like, yo, Dennis, and the producers and the family, this will make you look like Father of the Year. You're doing a Mother's Day thing. You're doing this. You're doing that. It'll make you look like a really, really good father. Dennis had no idea that Simon was coming for that thing. She had no idea. He had no idea. But Simon decided to pop up. Now, there is this undercurrent through the story, and it's an undercurrent that's been going through ATL, that Porsha was juggling Dennis and Simon and Bolo, if you want to believe it, all at the same time. At the very least, and I say this from the previews, it's very, very, very odd, right? That everybody is so concerned with what Dennis said. It's very odd that when Dennis was like, just makes her look like the man still of the century, that what's her name? Lauren was like, I know. And everybody is so tight with Dennis and so concerned about what Dennis has to say, almost as if Dennis and Porsha were on the low, right? Now, follow me on this, right? This circles back to when they were in the house and they were looking at the houses. And Simon was like, it sounds like, you just haven't, and then he called himself because he was about to say, it sounds like you're still in love with the guy. But he called himself and he said, it sounds like you don't trust him. And Portia was like, I trust him. But this is when they were talking about the fact that Dennis can bring a date. But let's get back on track, right? Where is it? Hold on. I got some good juice. Hold on. Okay. Now, also, the whole thing I have it on good authority from my little birdies that might be listening around production of Porsha's show that the reason that Dennis couldn't bring a plus one is the same reason. It circles back to her behavior on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, we can speculate it's very weird that she didn't want her ex, who she's completely over, and now that she's happy in love and jet setting, right, to Cancun and Airbnbs and the Howard Johnson off the Gulf of Mexico, I would think that she would want him to have someone, so then he would leave her the hell alone. But she didn't want him to have any guests. One of the reasons the productions allowed that and production didn't push so much is because production said, right? Is because production actually said, we saw what happened in Real Housewives of Atlanta. Porsha was known for always walking out of scenes. If you remember last season, right? She ran away 4 times last season trying not to film. And the thing is, production, this is why they got new production people. They kind of felt like they lost control. Girls would say they weren't going to film, not going to walk in the scene, and there was nothing they could do, right? Dennis couldn't bring a plus one, and that was her way of threatening production to not film any scenes. And this is what she was holding on. That's why Dennis was like, all right, fine, I won't bring a plus one. It's weird that you would use your power, right? It's weird you would use your power over production to make sure your daughter's father doesn't have a plus one. And I know what Porsha said. Oh, well, you just can't be bringing some random girl. You met somebody and 2 weeks later fell in love, said they were co-parenting your child, and then got engaged. And under, according to Lauren, 2 weeks, according to Porsha, a month. Now, we all know it's been a year, but let's just assume this lie actually is real and it's a month. Got her out there looking crazy. Thank you so much, Rim. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? Now, here's the funny thing. She said she's really, really upset that people would think that, she would knowingly steal a married man. Porsha, everybody knows that this man was married, including you, because you were playing Marco Polo in this man's pool. You were playing Marco Polo in this man's pool. What are you talking about, Porsha? Listen, right? But like Porsha said, she said she will do anything she needs to keep her family together, no matter who gets in her way. Again, take out the family part and just say, I'll do anything to get what I want, no matter who gets in the way. Now, I will say that Porsha does seem to me, again, a cultural anthropologist, outside looking in. Porsha does seem the way she literally saw Fallon's life and decided she wanted to cut and paste Fallon's life. You want to live down the street from where y'all were living. You want to be in the same neighborhood. You want to dress the same things. You want to go the same places. That swan ball that he took Fallon to, she wanted to take him to. I have real tea on that swan ball too, but we'll get into that, right? We'll get into that. Let's get back to this review, right? So they open up, right? Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money. What am I singing? I'm singing the Gold Diggers anthem that they were playing loud as can be for Porsha and Simon's intro. Now, Porsha's talking about, I love Buckhead. I've always loved this neighborhood. Girl, shut up. You've been in and out half the neighborhood in there. I've always loved this neighborhood. Simon, an entrepreneur? I'm an investor? I know, this is my old house. It's your house, but you didn't pull into that house. You know why? Because the house is for sale. I think at that point, he was trying to get it staged and get it ready, and he was moving all his stuff out of there. They only lived in that house for under 9 months because they were just doing it to front for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But even this old house, and Porsha, so desperate for us to know that this man got money. I find it interesting that Porsha did her fake tears and crying. We'll get into that. Porsha doesn't give a damn that we're judging her. She doesn't give a damn that she literally crossed one of the few rules we have in civilized society. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's spouse, right? It's only like a handful of rules we all rock with. Everything else is up to grabs, right? But I find it odd. You don't care about that. You were actually cackling and delighting in it. But the one thing you care about the one thing you needed to know is that you got a man with money. Even when they were looking at that 7-bedroom house, talking about it's too small. Girl, Simon don't take care of any of his kids. How is it too small, right? But she was literally saying, oh no, we need more. I want like the Costa Rica house. I want to find something like the coat, like this is a Gabadia house. If you want something that's like, this is the Gabadia house, girl, go over to VRBO, go on the Street Easy, go to Trulia, go to whatever app, go to Craigslist, hit rental, right? Hit rental, and then type in your budget. And that's a Gabadia house. Because low key, Simon doesn't own anything. It's all smoke and mirrors. Even the way Porsha was like, so let me get this straight. You got 5 cars. It was really important that we knew her man had 5 cars. And Simon's like, I mean, I was right. I got 5 cars. Do I have 5 cars? You know why he said, do I have 5 cars? Because low key, and I'm still trying to verify this, but this is one week gossip, right? Still verifying it. The reason Simon went and claimed all 5 cars is because, do you know how in Atlanta and in major cities, right? So have you ever heard of house sitting, where people pay you to stay in their luxury property to watch because it's cheaper than having security or just paying a housekeeper to be there 24 hours a day? You know what I'm saying? So they pay you like something small and it's cheaper than paying whatever, but you get free room and board. Okay. They also have something where people literally pay you to be a luxury car sitter. It's cheaper than actually storing it at the dealership, and also more secure because there's somebody there every day. And literally your luxury cars get stored in somebody's well-maintained luxury house, for one, where somebody's always checking on it. I have it on good authority that a lot of those cars he's showing are rented. Now, does he own the 2 cars he says he does? Most likely, maybe, right? Because you need some type of trappings of success. If you saw like the Catch a Con, if you saw like Hush Puppy, if you saw all that stuff, you need to show money to get money. Because people that are easily conned, when somebody, like, it's like me, right? If you're easily conned, you're not coming there tipping everybody, doing this, doing that. The people that don't know be like, yo, she got money. And when I'm just like, oh my God, I have this amazing investment opportunity. Would you like to try? Would you like this and that? You throw in because you think you're dealing with somebody with money. But really, I threw out a bunch of money because I knew I was going to get 10 times back. Now, right? We get into, right? We get into, oh, wait. Here we go. What's his happiness? Go on and say for the people in the back. Happy Princess said, my husband friend stores luxury cars is true. Exactly. That's why Simon said, I mean, do I got 5 cars? You don't know how many cars you have because your whole life is sitting with your little tripod that he got from Amazon Prime, right? Setting up your tripod and leaning against your cars. Simon, what is that man without his cars? What is that man but without his 1942 Julio? What is that man without his stupid, stinky cigars? What is he? He's nothing but a 6-year-old father of 5 who is terrified of growing old. That is who he is. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But to Simon, it's something wrong with that. To Simon, it's a problem. And not only is it a problem, I get the fact on the panel earlier today, make sure you watch that live. It had Layla Ali, Layla Lynn, Up and Adam, and it had the Grace Report. It was a really fun time. Layla said an interesting point. Simon comes off as really, really insecure to her. And I agree. But the thing is, it doesn't make Simon sympathetic because we've all been insecure, you know, and you leave room for people that don't feel at their best. But the difference is Simon's that type of insecure when instead of dealing, and this is according to what his exes are saying, not my interpretation. He's that type of insecure that when you feel insecure, instead of working on yourself and building yourself, you go out your way to destroy. You go out your way you want everybody to feel smaller than you because that's how you feel big, instead of just lifting yourself to feel big. That's my issue with that type of thing. So if anybody wants to feel sorry, go save it, because I guarantee you he does not think you're on his level. Shout out to Dennis McKinley, right? Listen. Oh, wait, not Layla Ali. Y'all know what I meant. Layla Lynn. Shut up, y'all. Y'all know what I meant. Oh, just roasted me. I love y'all. Okay, so listen. So Simon So they asked Porsha, how did we meet? Porsha still thinks that they met cute, right? Porsha still thinks they met cute. Still thinks, right? She literally said, I mean, Simon reached out to me in a DM. I mean, that's how we met. What did he tell you, right? What he tell you? You guys, thank you. Come on. If you guys could hit the like button, it's 496 people in the room. I know I did this live last minute. I gave no notice, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like, subscribe, comment button, or do yourself one better. Sign up for my members only live. It's only $4.99. You can cancel anytime. And I got some dirt in there. The last live, Simon's family, right? The last live, you guys hit the like button, please. I'll drop the call-in link if we get to 400 likes. I'll drop the call-in link when we get to 400 likes if you guys want to come in there. But anyway, Simon's who is it? Oh yeah. So Simon's family actually called in and actually broke down the receipts. Broke down the receipts for how he's fronting, how he's lying, how he was over the years, how he was as a husband, how he was as a father. They really got in deep into his character. Into his character. Character is the one thing that you cannot fake at all. You just cannot fake it at all. All right. Now, I will say this, right? I will say this. Now, listen, there have been a few things where we literally talked about, okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? And this is actually something really sad. Let me actually put this up there, right? Hold on really quickly. Let me just fix this. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, so somebody actually sent me something very, very, very interesting. I just wanted to share with you. I just wanted to share with you guys. Hold on 1 quick second. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so there's something really quick I wanted to share with you guys. This is so funny. You guys are never going to guess this, right? So, okay, so okay, let's do that. And 1 more second, guys. Sorry, babes. Okay, so anyway, Simon was in there cutting it up. Now, I do have it on good authority. I said it before on my members only live. I'll say it now. When they talk about Simon, his image, talking down, the issue he has with Dennis and all this stuff, it really, really blew over when it actually came to what happened on that family trip. And also who Porsha was fighting on that family trip. I went into detail in my members only live, but I do want to say that when it comes to who she is fighting on the trip, you are not going to believe it. But I got even more details on how the fight went down, who, what, when, where, how, and why. Y'all, it is a trip. Sign up for the members only live. I'll give you one hint. Yes, it was somebody that was related to her either through blood or through her child. It was either that or through her child. Can you guys guess who I'm talking about? Let's see in the comments if you guys can guess who I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all. Let's see if we can guess who I'm talking about. All right. Did y'all figure? Spill? Donna says spill, girl. I don't know. Hit the like button, y'all, and I'll still. Hit the like button, and I'll tell y'all who Porsha was scrapping with on the pursuit of Porsha in the thing, right? I see somebody saying it's her sister. Let's see. Who was it? Who was it? Why everybody keeps saying it's Lauren? Yeah, listen. Yes, Happy Princess. I know I said it earlier. I'm trying to get people to hit the like button. Can y'all please let me hustle on my channel? Y'all got this man out there doing hush puppy on Porsha Williams, and y'all won't let me scam for a few likes? Can y'all please just let me get my likes up? Why y'all doing this to me, right? Let's go. Who think it's Lauren? Let's see. Faye Rog don't even play. Faye Rog said it was Dennis. Girl, I'm gonna hurt you. Faye Rog said it was Dennis. Happy Princess, no problem, girl. Happy Princess just laughed and said sorry about that. Hey, Anita, what's going on? It's okay, right? Listen, let me tell y'all don't know the things I reveal in my members only. I dropped certified tea. Y'all know I got shouted out by Tasha K and Candy. Of course, Burris. What is wrong with my brain today? But you don't know what it is. They only give props to people that are legit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, y'all, I have it on good authority from my sources that the person Porsha was fighting with the boom mic, right, was actually not. How many likes do I have? How many likes do I have? Let's see. Let's see if y'all are y'all Simon Gabati and me. Are y'all Simon Gabati and me? I want to know. I want to know. Are y'all Simon Gabati and me? Are you? Sophie, I like Sophie. Sophie said, it don't matter. She'd fight anyone. All right, Sophie. That's the winning comment. But let's see, like, let's see. Listen, you said probably Dennis' mom, but it's not unbelievable. I love Sophie. She said she'd fight anyone. She's probably fighting her shadow. Who knows? She's a fighter. She's a runner. She's a track star, right? Y'all, how many likes we at right now? How many likes are we at? We're only at 275. It's 610 of y'all in here. Y'all can't hit the like button. Damn, y'all stingy. Whew, I hate to be y'all significant others for Christmas. All right, listen. Let me drop this. Okay, let me get back to the review then. Since y'all won't be stingy with your likes, I'm going to be stingy with my information. Okay, let's get back into this room, right? So Portia's playing coy about like, is that what Simon told you? I mean, and according to what I remember, he slid into my DMs. Again, how long is Porsha going to act like life happens to her? Now, Simon, right? I'll say one thing about Simon. He's a handful. Simon is a handful. He is very machismo. He's very domineering. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. Probably because he spent his life conning people, so he thinks he's smarter than everybody. But Simon said, she said, actually, she DM'd me when I asked my divorce. And she was checking on me, and she was asking if I was okay, and she been nice to me, and I said, I think I like you. That's what Simon said. And I was like, first of all, this is all lie. The time frame is a lie. But there was something in there that I was like, I actually believe, because at first I thought Simon seduced Porsha until I talked to a lot of people that actually know this woman, and they were like, do not feel sorry for her. She is no one's victim. And they were telling me all the grimy things that she did. Speaking of which, she did something really, really grimy. Did y'all know that her and Shamia got into a fight the same season that she fought Cynthia? The same reason, and this is straight from production, the same time she fought, so it went Cynthia, then she fought Shamia, then what was it? Her childhood friend that she chased out the alley in that party. She actually fought her. This all happened. And the thing is, Bravo let that go on. The reason why when they were down in Florida is when a lot of people saw when she got into an altercation with Shamia. She literally was like a pit bull off the leash, just running around, like attacking people. Now, we can say that she was going through mess, right? We can say that she was actually going through mess with Cordell, was it? Or maybe she was going, but basically she was just really, really jealous that Shamia was getting married. Then she made up that rumor about Shamia sleeping with Candy and Todd or being a third that almost stopped Shamia. Well, she tried to stop Shamia's marriage. Then she said she was too sick to go out of country to go to Sharia's African wedding. But then she got a doctor's note that let her ride for 3 hours on a bus to a cash trip to the next city. Y'all, Portia's grimy. But anyway, from what they tell me and what her history is, Porsha actually, and I believe Simon, I know, not the time frame, but that she slipped into his DMs, checking on him. Because the funny thing is, she didn't check on Fallon. No, she did not check. The girl that you still owed clothes to, the girl that was waiting for her J Lux label clothing, yes. And for y'all to be like, Portia's too big, y'all stop acting like Porsha is like a plus size model. Porsha got a lot, but she's actually like, at most, she's a size large, right? And J-Lux label is spandex. And we saw her trying to fit into Phaedra's clothes. Porsha will take somebody's clothes in a minute, just like she take their man, but you ain't heard it for them, right? Now, here's the thing, right? When they talked about that and going through this, right, he said after the divorce, a lot of people were doing this to set the timeline for Fallon's pregnancy. Oh my God, we're not getting into that. But I will say that the first time Simon said that they left, Simon said in his Instagram live, and it's still on his page, Simon said that they broke up in January. He said they broke up in January. And he said that for whatever reason, he withdrew the divorce, but he resubmitted it. So even he gave the date as January, early January. So again, but whatever, we're not getting into Wound Watch. We're going to let Fallon enjoy her baby. Congratulations to sweet little baby Emma. We only saw a hand, but I'm sure she's beautiful, right? Now, Simon then goes on to tell Porsha that you're not bringing the king into the queen's palace. Again, that insecurity. Why are you so concerned with Dennis? It's odd to me. Now, it got more weird when they were in the restaurant and Simon had the nerve to say, honestly, if I ain't no Porsha, I would never talk to a man like Dennis McKinley. They have nothing in common. He's not my type of people. This is what I'm talking about with Simon. Y'all be trying to feel sorry for him because he looks like goddamn R2D2 from Star Wars. Y'all be trying to feel sorry for him, but he don't feel sorry for him because he's not a nice person, y'all. He's not a nice person. The minute Simon, and this is what his family said on my members only live. Go ahead and sign up. It's $4.99. You can cancel at any time. This is what his family said. This is what his family said. This is what his exes have said. This is certifiable. The minute he can make himself above someone to look down on someone, he takes that opportunity. That is his goal. The fact that you said Dennis McKinley and you don't got nothing in common, and he's not your type. And if you don't know Porsha, I ain't no Porsha. I would never be with her. You might be right. Because Dennis is what? Half your age, right? He's either a half or 2/3 your age. Dennis McKinley is not in the club drunk every night. True, he's trying to get his liquor in there and make moves. Dennis ain't known to be drunk in the club every night. You, on the other hand, Mr. Gabadia, are. Dennis is known. Okay, Dennis is known to be a cheater. You guys got that in common because, like Simon said, he's cheated multiple times. But the fact that you have to look down on anybody to be like somebody's not your type, you don't have anything in common. What is the difference between you and Dennis? Where does the superiority come? Because you be on Instagram writing vlog posts. Remember when Porsha's cousin was like, people over 50 need to stay off of the internet? I'm sorry, Instagram, because Twitter is more 50-year-old. Simon didn't stay on Twitter because Twitter has, 140 word limit. Simon be sitting there just, you know that little meme? You know that meme where somebody's like, that's what Simon be on the internet doing. Simon is a vlogger. If you've ever gone to his Instagram post, when you know how you look at someone's Instagram post and then you see that dot more, and if you hit more, right? If you hit more, it goes down. And again, you guys, this has nothing to do with Simon's age. It has to do with his mental age. When you hit more, right? Because I know Squads is kept men and women. I know a lot of 60, 70, 80-year-olds that are still doing it and look really, really good. Woo! Sorry, guys. And look really, really good. And are look really, really good and are still, my puppy is, I just got a new puppy and he is like, Princess Meatball, is terrorizing, right? Sorry. Anyway, when you hit more underneath there, when you hit more, it opens up to a book. We have the Iliad, the Odyssey. Homer never wrote something so great. We have Wuthering Heights, The Grapes of Wrath, Great Expectations. Don't got anything on Simon Gabodia's Instagram post. Those Johns, when you hit more, you be like, why did I fall down this hole? And it's always some grandiose thing about how he set an example for people of the world everywhere. I feel like when I open his Instagram post, it's only happened a few times before I was like, this man's out of his mind. I feel like when he writes, he walks up and he's like, people of Earth, hear me now, therapy. love everyone. I will co-parent and love this child. Now, the one thing that really struck me as like, ooh, I think he's like machismo and super controlling. When he said Dennis has to take him in doses, right? And also when he said he will allow, because he sees the importance of Dennis's involvement in their life, that is Pilar's daddy. He's actually more central to Porsha's world than you are. Because at the end of the day, Pilar needs her daddy more than she needs her stepdaddy. And also, we know from his MO that stepdaddy will leave. Don't forget on Sleep, I did an interview with Fallon. It's on my channel. She literally said that Simon, those boys, when they broke up, tried to call Simon a few times. Simon ain't answer. He cut those kids off cold turkey. Now, hear me out on this. Regardless of whether you think what Fallon did or what Fallon didn't do, now this is all a blessing because I think he's a toxic person from what everyone's told me, so it might be a blessing. But regardless of what the mother did or didn't do, when you take someone's kid and say you are going to raise them as your own, raise them as your father, you need to treat them like they are your biological kids. So if that was your biological kids and the mom did something that angered you, no matter what it was, you would cut your kids off? How that work? How that work, Sway? How, Sway? How? How would that work that you would cut off the mother for what the kid did? How does that work? And the fact that he did that for boys that he had known for this long, he didn't even know Pilar. Listen, there's Peppa the Pig episodes longer than how long he's known Pilar's mommy. And she's talking about this is going to be my co-parent. Bro, you better check. And the words of Erica De Niro, you better check those Yelp reviews because there's a lot of girls saying I'd give him 0 stars if I could. Check those Yelp reviews, right? Now, the fact that you are saying that you understand the importance of letting him play a role, this is, again, Fallon said this, and a lot of other people said this. He delights, and I think it might be the narcissistic tendencies that his exes he has. He delights in triangulating people and delights in literally pushing the father, right? Pushing the father out of the kid's life so that he is the only male figure, even though he's not really a male figure, you know? Listen, exactly. Fallon conceived in March. Since she gave birth in November, they separated in January. They did. But you know what? Like I said in my video, let's just send positive vibes out to Emma and welcome her into the world. Welcome, Emma. It's a cold world. You better bundle up, girl. But your mommy is good looking and your daddy is doing good. So you gotta step up. You gotta step up, right? Listen, now, where are we, right? Okay, so they go to the house. She's talking about this doesn't look like a Gabadia place. It doesn't look like a Gabadia place because it doesn't have a for rent sign outside, right? They're talking about Porsha. She can't pluck Simon out of the house, right? She can't pluck Simon out of the house and put him in her house. I hope Porsha doesn't give up her house because that's another thing everybody's told me about Simon. These are the people that know him, that grew up with them. My Members Only Live, we have a great interview. These are people that actually know that man. The one thing I know is he does not give a damn about leaving you out on a limb. He doesn't care. You know, sometimes you feel guilty, like, don't do that. Somebody's like, I'm going to give up everything and move in with you because I'm in love. And your guilt be like, don't do that. Just keep your lease. We'll figure something out, right? He does not have that guilt, right? Now, I do find it interesting that they flash back to when Porsha moved into that giant mansion alone, right? Out in Decatur, right? She moved into that giant mansion alone. And I said, fact check. Remember when Porsha, with the Pursuit of Porsha, one of the first press releases she did, and you could tell that her publishers did not watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And they were just like, oh, sure, you got 6 million followers. Girl, good. Come over here and write this book. Because didn't Porsha write in that book that she was homeless? Did not Porsha write in that book that she was homeless? So you're telling us in this time, you said you were homeless, but we have footage of you moving out of your mama's master suite and moving into your own mansion Y'all, I don't know. Is it me? What is the American Webster Standard English Dictionary's definition of homelessness? I always thought homelessness is being housing insecure. It means you don't have money to move anywhere. You don't have money to move to a safe place with running water and heat. It doesn't mean that you're kind of in between places and you haven't found your forever home. That's not being homeless. That's looking for your forever home. Being homeless is being housing insecure. There is no safe, habitable place that you can afford or that you have access to. Porsha had lots of access to safe, beautiful places, but Porsha wanted to prove to Cordell. But again, how does that equal her being homeless? Again, let me know. Listen, Porsha isn't that bright. That's a funny thing. Porsha is bright, but Porsha is used, and I think the Real Housewives of Atlanta's producers got her lazy. Portia's used to saying whatever the hell she wants, and then the producers edit it to make her look like the good person and to make Kenya or Candy or Cynthia or Marlo look like the devil. Now, I find it odd that during her Watch What Happened Live opinions, when they were like, who's the housewife that you don't like the most? Porsha yelled out Marlo. Her cousin, Lottie, yelled out Kenya. And Lauren yelled out Candy. No, I'm sorry. Lottie yelled out Nene. And what is it? Lauren yelled out Candy. So this means with Porsha in her book saying that Nene's her big sis and taught her so much and everything she learned about being a woman, she learned from her. So that means Porsha and being fake don't like Nene, don't rock with Candy. We should have figured that out by the way she tried to ruin Candy's empire. And no, I'm not just giving Phaedra all the blame because Porsha knew. So you don't like Nene, you don't like Phaedra. Two people you said were like, I'm sorry, not Phaedra. Why I keep saying that? You don't like Candy. You don't like Nene. Candy's the only one that actually put you on that show, Quiet as It's Kept, even letting you star in A Mother's Love, singing off key, right? Shout out to Flatline. You make me wanna flatline. Ooh, I can't take it. Should we put Flatline on, y'all, and do a thing? And I'm tired. That's the track that you were trying to get R. Kelly to do a guest spot on, right? Let me shut up. Porsha was a victim. Take that joke back, right? But, right? Listen, no, you can't keep playing the dumb bunny when you are 40 years old. No man. Listen. That's another thing. I agree with you, Happy Princess. Homelessness is not to be played with. You don't want to ask for that. She was blessed to have a nice house with her mom. Exactly, Happy Princess. Exactly. I made jokes about it, but homelessness is nothing. You wouldn't even wish that on your worst enemy. I mean, maybe you would, right? But it's nothing to be played with, all jokes aside. And the fact that she even tried to act like she was to just sell books, as if, who are you selling it to, Porsha? Who are you selling it to? Because the people buying your book are the people that know you through Real Housewives. But the people that know you through Real Housewives know half your story because they saw it on TV. You see how that works? It's circular. But isn't it interesting that Miss Flatline and I'm tired? No, right? Isn't it funny that Miss Flatline, you don't mess with Candy, we saw by the way, you don't mess with Nene, and you don't mess with Marlo. Why don't you mess with Marlo? You know why I think she don't mess with Marlo? Because Money Low knows where all the receipts are buried. Money Low knows what Porsha's been up to. How Marlo said, I know a lot I can say. No, I'm sorry, Marlo. I know a lot of, no, that doesn't sound like Marlo. I know a lot I can say, but I'm not. Marlo, all jokes aside, I love her voice. It's so raspy. But let me try. I know a lot I can say, but I won't. I'm loyal. You know why? Because I'm loyal, right? So Marlo is sitting there saying she's not going to say anything, but Porsha's not going to leave it at that. She needs to completely devalue Marlo and make her seem like nothing underneath her. So if Marlo ever does open her mouth and tell the truth, no one's going to believe Marlo. Unfortunately, Porsha Williams, nobody believes you either. So Marlo, we're waiting. Please spill tea. I wonder, did anybody go to Instagram feed to see if Marlo let off a few subliminals after Porsha said that stuff? All right, now, here's the thing, right? And then they actually showed the reason why Simon doesn't want to move into the house. Now, again, I find it funny that they were cackling like the witches of Eastwick over a cauldron, saying, oh, a little bit territorial, laughing at the fact that the fact that Porsha doesn't want to move into that house is because Fallon lived there. Now, quiet as kept. The reason why I think Porsha would have moved into that house and literally had her shit all over there, probably rolling in the bed with a J-Lux labeled dress stuck over her head because it can't fit over her butt. I'm Fallon. I'm Fallon. Look, I'm the lady of the house. I don't know why. Porsha reminds me of one of those girls that you ever see those crazy psycho mistresses in the movies that before they sleep with the man, they got to dress up in the wife's clothes, spray her perfume, put a pair of the wife's underwear on, and then like make love to the husband on top of the marital bed. And that's where they get off on. I don't know why Porsha gives me those vibes because she really copied and pasted Fallon's whole life, right? She gives me those vibes. Like she's like literally spraying her perfume on. I think Porsha would have loved to move into Fallon's house. However, if you guys are my members only page, the members only lives, there's a bunch of them you can, while you're getting dressed, while you're in the bath, while you're ignoring your man, while you're ignoring your boss, while you're doing both. Listen, give the kids some Oreos. They've been eating healthy all week. They got their protein from the Thanksgiving dinner. Give the kids some damn Oreos and spend the rest of the money on the members live. It's only $4.99, right? But quiet as kept, the reason why he had to sell that house is because they were living in a nice, really nice middle-class house. It was pretty big. It was pretty nice. It's a middle-class house, right? No shade, right? They upgraded to that house because that's what the producers were saying they needed to show they need to show their wealth on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Producers do that to everyone. That's why when you hear about Real Housewives, they usually moved into a new house because the producers are like, oh my God, they're gonna love you. They're gonna love you. Get another house. Get it bigger. Get it bigger. Get it bigger. They don't care if you don't get a peach. They don't care if you're caught out there. They just wanted you to get the house because it's all about filming. They don't care. Simon got that house for filming. And the reason why Porsha couldn't move in there and spray Fallon's perfume on her and put on a pair of underwear before she made love for, Brazil, she made love trying to get those kids out of Simon's BALLS, hashtag Porsha Williams 2021. That was one of the grossest scenes I've ever seen. Like, girl, why are you so vulgar? Ugh. And then with that guy, I'm not a prude, but I was just like, ugh, stop, right? So anyway, she was like, so Simon, you know, my ADHD is all over the place today. Welcome to the circus, right? But come on, let's do this really quick, right? We're going to get through this review. I'm almost done, right? But remember when she was sitting on the couch? It keeps in her head. And she was like, you know, we need 6 rooms for the kids. And he was like, all right. And she's like, what about the other kids? And he was like, I've had kids. And he looked like maybe there might have been one. But then again, no, because according to Fallon, Simon's infertile. So then maybe that's why he was like, other kids. How'd she find out I can't have kids, right? She was like, other kids. And she was like, yeah, the one in your BALLS. I was watching TV and I was like, oh God. It was just, just stop, just stop it. Listen, if I was her spin doctor, if I was her PR agent, I'd be like, listen, the sexy, aspirational, cute couple TikTok, because I follow them on YouTube. I'm addicted to couple TikTok and couple YouTube, where it's like just two people and they're just like, my best friend, I'm killing them, friends to the end. I don't know why. I like the little stage skits. I like the stuff. I like couple TikTok and couple YouTube. I watch them, what they do in the day. I watch their stupid stage arguments and I'm like, oh, I don't know why. It's just soothing to me. I would have been like, listen, you guys aren't a couple TikTok. There's nothing aspirational about you guys. Like, stop. You guys make each other look. Stop. What you can do is maybe assume a role of he's wise and he's fair and he's honest and he's a good man. And that's why I love him, because he's a good man. And I don't care. If his face looks like this half-eaten corn dog. I don't care. This is a mozzarella corn dog from K-Town, right? I don't care if his face looks like this half-eaten corn dog, mozzarella corn dog. I don't care. Get you some Korean street food. I don't care. I love them and I don't care, right? That's the angle I'd go with, because no one's going to buy this whole sex appeal. He's a stallion in bed. And no. Go with the angle of he's a good man, and that's why I'm with him. I don't care if he looks like a half-eaten Korean mozzarella corn dog. I don't care. He's mine. You ain't gotta love him. He's mine. No. But then you can't even do that because he's in the club with a Don Julio and his cigars trying to act like he's 20 years old, making it rain on people and dancing with bottle girls. And you're like, so he's old and still a fool? Girl, where's the aspiration? If we wanted to get someone, like he said, that has cheated multiple times, right? Who's saying it's his culture? You guys, Nigerian, if anybody is from Nigeria, please let me know in the comments. Because I'm not Nigerian. I'm not going to speak on anybody's culture. But when he said in his culture that it's expected that a man got a side chick, and every once in a while, the side chick and the main wife will get together and figure out a way to get the second side chick out. And as long as you're taking care of your kids, don't nobody care. Is this true? And listen, is it true? But listen, you can't even do that because this guy is not even an old, elder, wise, calming force, right? He's literally acting like a 26-year-old in the club, but you don't look like a 26-year-old. You don't act like a 26-year-old. You only act like one. You don't look like a 26-year-old. And you're doing all the immature things that you don't want an older guy to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, where is the value? Now, Simon, let's just talk about that. With him saying in his culture. Again, if you're from Nigeria, let me know if this is the norm. It sounded fugazi to me. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. It sounded fugazi to me, but I don't know, right? What did Simon lie and say his granddaddy had 25 wives? Boy, your granddaddy had 25 wives. Your granddaddy had 25 wives. Your granddaddy had 25 wives. Boy, do you know how much, first of all, do you know how much wealth you would have to have 25 wives? Where's all your cousins? Because you were literally reaching, trying to get anybody to film with you and Porsha. Where's all your cousins? Even in Nigeria, you ain't have one family member except your immediate family. You said your daddy had 2 wives, right? Your granddaddy had 25 wives. You're trying to tell me you came from a wealthy family. We all know you came from a working class family. And there's no shade in that. Most of us did. If you didn't, shout out to the Candace Dillers in the chat. We all came from working class families, right? So, where do you get 25 wives from? Why you? Oh, I feel like when Simon talks, it's why you always lying? Why you always lying? Ooh, oh my God! Stop effing lying. That every time I was watching the show, that's all I heard. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Listen. That's another thing too. The way he referred on TV. You said those words. It's entitled to have the thing. You literally said that mess, and you trying to tell us you coming from a wealthy family when your granddaddy had 25 wives, but yet we saw a picture of your mom's house, and no shade, it was a very proud house, but those walls were melting. Literally, they built an amazing life over there, but it's definitely showing that your son is not sending money back home. Your son is not handling anything. And if you come from the thing of your granddaddy had 25 wives and your father had 2 wives, he was keeping both wives in that house with the paint melting. Simon, shut up. That whole conversation to me was about managing expectations. Simon was letting Porsha know in the most vulgar way, because that's the way he can talk. Clearly, that's the way they talk to each other. Oddly enough, his Instagram posts be on the King's English, and we should strive to be, he's in his, hey, Angelo, what did Maya Angelou says? Yes. Ain't I a woman? Delete. Ain't I a man? Right? He literally is on some Maya Angelou, the King's speech shit, thinking he's the next Winston Churchill. But yet you're on TV talking about we can have a side bitch. And a man thought we have 2. Then a good wife and a side bitch get together and get nap. Have you cheated? Of course. Everyone's cheated multiple times. He was literally setting Porsha's expectations, letting her know what it was. I will always cheat on you. There'll always be something else. You'll be the wife. There'll be a main chick, a couple girlfriends. I'm so hood rich, right? Shout out to Walk of Hall of Fame, Hard in the Paint. I got a wife and a main chick, a couple hood girls no, a couple mistress. I'm so hood rich. That was Simon when he be getting up, doing that thing, right? So anyway, he was managing expectations. He was letting Portia know. And the fact that you said that on TV, how are you talking to her in private? What do y'all talk about? And Portia is just smiling because she's trying to keep him, because she thinks as soon as she keeps him, she's going to land this rich man. But how? Because you're going to have to keep your mouth shut for the rest of your life. He's still going to cheat on you and discard like he did everyone else. And not only that, if you would watch Fallon, she didn't care about the prenup, but he's stingy. He didn't give her shit in the prenup. And all the other wives, he ain't leave them shit. His one children, if you guys know from my video, the second wife put up on Instagram that she had to borrow $5,000, put all their furniture in storage, and do all the stuff so they could go down to Mexico and go on a holistic retreat, because the kids are special needs. And then last year they become very aggressive. They've been regressing. I think they were being regressing probably because of the filming and the disruption to their schedule. And also, a person that they looked at as a mother figure and a friend was ripped from their lives like that. Regardless of what you think about Fallon, the one thing that everyone says, and this goes even to the first wife, the second wife, and of course, Jalen, right? Fallon has a huge heart. Those kids loved her. She was super tight with the children. Regardless of what you think about Fallon, the person that was a mother figure, not their mother, because they have good mothers, but it was a mother figure or a parental role or a loving role in the house, disappeared like that. These are kids that are special needs. They need structure. Simon refuses to believe that Simon refuses to believe, right? Simon refuses to believe that that the kids' special needs actually need help, right? All this stuff is going on. Okay. All this stuff is, oh, you guys, there's 1,000 people in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. There's 1,000 people in the chat. Please hit the like button. It's YouTube. Y'all know how it goes. If you are enjoying my antics, please hit the like button, right? So regardless of what you think about Fallon, she's been a constant figure in the family, and you discard her and cut her off cold turkey. I think it was a very traumatic, and you got a new girl, right? Waving around a kitty towel, talking about some big purr, crawling over Costa Rica. I mean, honestly, to me, that would be literally, okay, listen. Oh, did I get 500 likes? Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all who Porsha was for. But anyway, it's thank you so much, Bag Lady. Listen, Yellow Live. Listen. Okay, what is this? Oh, shout out, you guys. I want to shout out to a bunch of bloggers, Porsha Williams, Bravo, Kempire, Layla, all those things. You guys support the fellow YouTubers. A lot of people are covering this, and this is fantastic for everybody. I do want to say that with everybody, a lot of things are going really, really well. But you guys support fellow YouTube, trying to create a community. I know a lot of, well, who cares? Let's not mess up the vibe, right? It's a good vibe, but let's stay on topic. Then we can say like whose channel is really doing it. Because I know a lot of people are doing like really, really amazing things. Okay. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me just get this out of here. Let's see. Okay. So where are we going? Oh, okay. So listen, Light, you got it. Who was Porsha Williams fighting? Well, I have it on good authority from people that are connected in production that here's how it went down. There's been a lot of tension between Porsha and this woman for whatever reason. Finally, on the trip, it erupted. Here's the thing. We don't know if any contact was made, but let me just get to the point, right? So they were at the table and smart stuff was being said back and forth, right? Porsha stood up and her family stood up with her, right? And when the family, and we all know from Porsha Williams, when she stands up, she 100% is knucking where you buck. When she stands up, she 100% is knucking where you bunk. Porsha stood up and some of her family stood up with her, right? And from that, the rest of the table stood up. And that's when the commotion jumped off. Porsha was trying to get at Dennis's mother. Even her grabbing the boom mic and trying to get there, she was trying to get at Dennis's mother. This is what my sources are telling me. When Porsha stood up, right, there were words exchanged. But also, Porsha and Dennis's mother, 2 weeks after it wrapped up, because it all wrapped, they went home, and then 2 weeks later, they actually got into something. That's another reason why Dennis is being so brutal to Porsha in those confessionals. Because here's another thing that you guys might not know about Porsha's show. When they first did it, they thought it was going to be a family show, this and that. It was boring. They didn't have enough footage. That's why Porsha brought her extended family onto it. Because when it's just her, Simon, and the kids, if you notice from that show, they have a very limited role. When it was just her, Simon, and the kids, they didn't really have anything, which is not saying anything about the kids. They're cute kids, but like leave them out of your bullshit, right? When that happened, when she brought everybody there and all that shit kicked off, when they came back, there was another altercation. I don't know if it got physical, but it was heated, right? It was very, very heated. They then went to everybody that was on that trip and asked them to sit down and asked them to talk about what happened. That Dennis you see that's throwing jabs at Porsha, the Dennis you see that's throwing shots at Porsha, it's because she literally tried to get in a fight with her mom. He got super aggressive with the mom, and all that shit jumped off because Porsha stood up, her side stood up with her, and the shit got popping. Again, if this was anybody else, I might be like, wow, hey, listen, hey, Colinaire, what's going on, mama? Listen, if this was anybody else, if it was like Colinaire, I'd be like, well, she stood up. Maybe you guys are overreacting. But we know from Porsha, when she stands up, she means business. Cynthia Bailey and her flying feet of steel, right? Remember how like Porsha stood up and Cynthia was like, right? She was like, hi, Yuka. She literally did some Street Fighter shit and blasted Porsha into next year. Don't sleep on those Pisces. Do not sleep on those Pisces, right? Oh, listen, here's the thing. Did Miss Diane call Fallon? Now, I do not have Fallon on speed dial. I have put it out into my little street, but this is another thing. Fallon's very, very private. Fallon does not let people in her business. That's why when Porsha told me that her little birdie told her that Fallon was pregnant, that little birdie must have talked like this and literally flew like a pterodactyl. That's a little birdie that told her, boy, shut up. Fallon don't be keeping people in her business, because even then, Fallon's interviewed me once or twice, but I don't even have direct access to Fallon. So again, and you trying to tell me, Porsha, what now? Something I did reveal earlier, right? Remember that infamous scene? I got this tea, right? From someone that knows production, right? Remember that infamous scene in Real Housewives of Atlanta when LaToya at the Halloween party, LaToya was like, ooh, is this what getting at? A 95-year-old? Yes, honey, hook me up. And Fallon was like, bitch, right? Do you know that when that scene first happened, Fallon did not want LaToya in her house. LaToya had already disrespected, in Fallon's mind, her relationship, right? By saying, oh, but he's an old man, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, you disrespected my husband. You can't come into my house, right? However, do you know how LaToya got invited to that party? And at that point, Fallon had the peach. LaToya was like a little bit iffy. No, LaToya had a peach too, right? So they were on equal standing. You could disinvite someone. Do you know who got LaToya to that party? Porsha. Miss, we're not friends, and I don't mess with her like that, and we never talked, blah, blah, blah. We know it's a lie because Fallon said in the interview, if you haven't watched my interviews with Fallon, go to my channel, watch them. I'm going to actually start reposting them because it's a breath of so much information and it dispels so many lies that Porsha's trying to put out there, right? Again, you can believe Fallon, you can't not believe Fallon, but what Fallon's saying syncs up to what everybody on the streets of Atlanta are saying. So you got Porsha and Simon, and they're both two lying asses. And then you got everybody that knows Porsha, everybody that knows Simon, and all their family all confirming the same story. So, I mean, believe what you want, right? But the story is that, according to somebody very close to production, what happened was, hold on, I'm trying to get the picture in my head. Y'all know that I'm ADHD. Shout out to the ADHD babies. You need that picture in your mind so you can describe it. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Ty Wilson? Thank you so much for the super chats. Y'all, thank you so much for the likes. Listen, I'll make a deal with you. If you don't want to hit the like button because it's free, I understand. Some of y'all want to spend money. Send me a super chat. It's okay, baby. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Send a super chat if you don't want to hit the free like button, right? It's up to you, right? But listen, all jokes aside, Porsha, without production even asking her, reached out to Fallon because her and Fallon had that time. Were they best friends? No. Did they have a somewhat very friendly relationship? Absolutely. Did Fallon trust Porsha? Yes. And did she look to Porsha for advice about the reality TV game? Absolutely. Y'all, it'd be all men's in them, right? So she reached out to Fallon and she convinced Fallon to let Latoya come to the party. However, unbeknownst to, I love that word, unbeknownst to Fallon, Latoya came with both guns aimed. But see, this is a common Porsha Williams trick, right? Because if anybody's watched Real Housewives of Atlanta over the years, you would know that Porsha always does the cat's paw. She always has other people doing her dirty work. And the weird thing is, Latoya knew too much about Fallon's life. Too much about Fallon's life for her not to be getting information from anyone. The fact that you literally had Fallon open her doors to Latoya so Latoya could sit at the table and disrespect and drag the dog mess out of Fallon, yo. And you did it while you were in her husband's DMs and at the St. Regis with her husband in September 2020? Y'all, Porsha Williams is a Kaiser Sosa. She comes in with those big eyes and that, Porsha looked, I will say one thing, Porsha looked absolutely stunning in The Pursuit of Porsha. Makeup on point, hair on point, that her birthday dress was sitting. She looked amazing in every scene of Pursuit of Porsha, but that's nothing new. Portia's a gorgeous girl and she's super charming. That's how she reels us in. Oh, thank you, Culinaire. I appreciate it. Shout out to Culinaire. Woo! Thank you. Woo! Listen, that's how Porsha. Y'all, shout out to Culinaire. Everybody, hit the like button one time. Culinaire just sent a $50 super chat. So she even sent some super chat for all y'all. So hit the like button in support. Let's get 50 likes in here. $1, one like for every Culinaire doll, right? Yes, and listen, Porsha Williams comes in there with those doe eyes and that beautiful face looking like, huh? What? Wait, was he Underground Railroad electric? Meanwhile, she's Kaiser Sosa, literally planning everything. That shit she did while you were messing with Simon. Because y'all remember that scene? And then we're going to get back to the review. I know you're like, what review? Jesus Christ. Listen, this is what unmedicated ADHD looks like, and we should learn to accept it in our society. It's okay. I stand for all the ADHD people that always go off topic. Literally, when I tell a story, it goes like, not yet. Okay, there we go. That's the way I tell a story. We go over the hills, through the bushes, and around the bend to Grandma's house we go, right? But literally, you did all this. And remember when she was sitting there talking, they were outside, and Fallon was like, yeah, my husband's 60. And Porsha looked at her and said, first of all, he's 56. And I remember Fallon looked at her like, what? I was like, they probably had an argument about that night. Because, like, who are you to tell me how old my man is? And why are you correcting me? And second of all, how you know how old he is to the point of you're correcting me? And first of all, Porsha, you were wrong because he actually was 59, about to turn 60. He was about to turn 60, but you ain't heard from me, right? Listen, Nikki, if you're HDAD, we tribe, right? So listen, all it means is you can't be around boring people. Because when you're around boring people, your mind be like, they be like, listen, everybody get to work. Let's think about how we going to survive in this room. We're in an escape room. And if we don't get out of here in 90 minutes, we're all done. And when you're around boring people and you have ADHD, you're supposed to be figuring out how to get out of this room before you're all ended. And you're just like, I wonder if YouTube has a tutorial to make curtains out of my jeans. I've always wanted denim curtains. Maybe I can make denim toenail polish. How to make toenail polish? And they're just like, yo, are you Googling ways for us to escape? Yeah, I'm just looking, and meanwhile you're Googling how to make your own homemade toenail polish out of baking soda and tomato paste, right? That's the life of somebody with ADHD, all right? So anyway, oh, where were we? Okay, so let's get back to the recap. We almost do this, right? Listen, yes, boring people make us drift off. And you know what by boring? Well, you know what? Let's not get into an ADHD. We'll have a special TisaTellss for people with ADHD, right? Okay, so right now, so Dennis goes over to Mrs. Diane's house, right? They are talking about the timeline, right? Dennis talks about between Christmas versus now, right? She was engaged in under 5 months. Let's not forget that in May, she posted that Mother's Day picture on May 9th, which means she was already engaged by Mother's Day, which means from the time you met this man until he put that ring on your finger, it couldn't have been more than 4 weeks, even under her fake timeline. Now, we all know she got engaged. I believe she got engaged actually in the New Year's. That's why she was dancing on that coat. Dancing on that boat like just got paid, because it was so full of joy. The way I imagine somebody would dance when you think you've secured the bag and generational wealth and you can quit working and you ain't got nothing to worry about, right? Just got paid. So anyway, but Dennis points out that she was sitting in his lap in Christmas pajamas, taking pictures and begging for her ring back. Now, Porsha on What's Happened Live is quick to point out, yeah, but there wasn't anything sexual between us. And as soon as she said that, I said, yes, so y'all was getting it in. Because why do you feel the need to actually put that? Nobody assumed that you were still messing with Dennis, but clearly there might be something going on, right? Now, the funny thing is, Porsha went on What Happened Live, and she tried to clear it up. And she said, listen, no, you don't understand. I was dating him for 2 weeks, and then I told Dennis about it. And then 2 weeks later, I got engaged. Maybe, except for when Dennis asked your sister how long they've been dating. Lauren said, about 2 weeks, looking scared. Like Lauren's face, what? And she was like, she looks like the gold digger of the century. And Lauren was like, I know. And Lauren talks about how she loves her sister, but she knew everybody was going to drag her sister, right? Now, where are we at? Listen, Dennis couldn't bring a date. We back on this. Dennis couldn't bring a date. You met the love of your life. You're flying into all these exotic places. And I just want to know, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Cancun, Colombia. Now listen, no shade. I have been in half those places and I'll probably be in them again in 2022. No shade to those places. But if you're marrying somebody worth 300 million, and get this, you guys, destroying your reputation on it. Porsha did a Hail Mary. It's not like she just met some guy, you have a nice job. I'm on Real Housewives. Let's build. No. You literally threw your reputation in the gutter. You are with a man who is domineering, that thinks he's smarter than everyone. And that's sad because, listen, when you're behind a leader like that, a man or woman, I don't know what you're into, but whoever plays the masculine, like the more dominant role in the relationship, it's easy to stand behind someone that got some sense, right? Because that's the deal, right? I can trust you to lead us in the right way. So because you are so sitting in your masculine, I am free to sit in my feminine energy, right? However, you are literally falling behind Dum Dum. You're letting Dum Dum be like, I'm the smartest person in the room. And she's just like, babe, you want to see what this dress do? I'm going to pop it up. Like, ugh, stop. I'm calling child social services. I don't even know what's going on, but something don't look right. Stop it, right? So anyway, she's saying that Dennis can't bring a date because she thinks it will confuse Pilar. You got Pilar calling some man daddy. You got Pilar sitting on this man's lap. Again, I'm not saying Simon is doing anything untoward. I am saying we don't know. And you know what, Porsha? You didn't know either. Because quiet as it's kept, the way we're judging Simon through the internet, you knew him maybe an inch more. You knew him an inch more. And you got that man playing daddy, your daughter sitting her on his lap like he's Santa Claus. And you talking about Dennis can't bring a random girl to the party because it might confuse Pilar? Girl, shut up. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Just say that you don't want, which is a weird thing, which makes me think, do you still have feelings for Dennis? Because you honestly don't want Dennis to be happy. You don't want Dennis to be happy. You do not want Dennis to be happy with anybody if it's not you. Again, that's toxic, right? Let's see, what else is that, right? Dennis. Anyway, they were playing dumb. They were playing stupid. Now. I said this earlier. If you guys have not seen my live, I did a live with Layla. Layla tells it all. The Grace Report. And up and at 'em. I did it. It was a great live. We keyed. We discussed. It was varying points of view. So I think you guys would really, really check it out. Here we're getting detailed. Y'all know how I'm chatty Cathy, right? I heard what y'all said. I even let people talk, Tisa. Y'all lucky I didn't get blocked in my house. I'm gonna let people talk. But no, it was a great talk. Everybody was so awesome, so amazing. We're gonna do it again next Monday on Up and Adam's channel, the Monday after that on Layla's channel, and then we're gonna do Grace's channel. And there's a fourth episode. We'll come back to my channel. Now we go to Porsha's 40th birthday party. And she's talking about, I'm 40. I'm ready to turn down. Forget about the turn up, right? They literally cut to her crying over Cordell, saying there was no factional reason to divorce her. You know, Cordell accused her of cheating on him. He kicked her out. He was heartless. He made her feel like nothing. And I said, it would be easier for me to have sympathy for Porsha if she didn't treat Fallon the exact same way and watch Simon treat Fallon the exact same way. Simon accused Fallon of cheating. Simon was cold, kicked her out, did this, did that. It's funny, you say that you want to break this habit and you're 40, but you're with the same toxic man. Now, I will say, look at the growth. I said this earlier. Y'all, Porsha grew. Look at the goddamn growth. When we met Porsha, she was this God-fearing woman, afraid of even stepping foot in a strip club. Not just because she was worried about disrespecting her husband, but because she ministered to young girls. And as a minister, we will never, ever understand the convictions of a wife. And now look at this growth. Season 13 of Real Housewives of Atlanta just wrapped up, and you literally downstairs in the community center having group dealings with a stripper. Look at God's grace. You went from not even being able to step into a strip club to having group dealings with a stripper after hours that woke up the whole house. Woo! That's what I call growth. That is what I call growth. You would not enter a strip club, and then 12 years later, you let the stripper enter you. Let's give it up to growth. Let's see if that chapter is in the pursuit of Porsha. Let's see if that chapter is in the pursuit of Porsha, right? Now, listen, they did make an interesting point that I picked up on. When at her party, she was nervous that nobody was going to get a show up. My little birdies in production said they were nervous too because Porsha reached out to everybody she could. But in those circles of Atlanta, Porsha was like the scarlet letter. And I understand that. You're not coming around my man. You're not. Again, it's not the point of whether I trust my man or not. I don't even want to have to talk to you about being disrespectful and DMing him when you see us at Costco's arguing over whether we should get the Bounty or the Viva paper towels. And we're literally like, oh, come on, just go. And you see us like out the corner of your eye arguing at Costco's. And you're just like, trying to slip into those DMs. I see a little trouble in paradise. No, Porsha, we're not having that argument. I don't like that energy around me, right? Right? So anyway, Porsha is sitting there talking about, we were just in a bubble the whole time. We weren't in Atlanta hardly ever. So I'm really nervous about what's going to happen when we go to the party. Spoiler alert, nobody went to her damn party and she invited all of Atlanta. But in the circle she wanted to show up, right? In this in the circle that she wanted, yes, And the circle she wanted to actually be in, everybody just ignored it because she's like the scarlet letter. She invited a lot of glam, a lot of squads. Like she started inviting people's not workers, but people that like, did the glam squad stuff, right? And a few showed up, but not really. You saw that at that party, it was completely empty. Also, how your man worth 300 million and you getting a Chanel bag and some damn perfume? He didn't even wrap that shit. Again, I don't know. I do know. How your man worth 300 million and this is the best he could do for your birthday? And also, if anybody's ever dated a man that's like worth that much or even close to that much, they know a lot of people. They usually have a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of associates. People love to tag around with wealth. If I'm throwing you a birthday party and I got all these social connections and I know, right? And I know that your people, for whatever reason, aren't coming. I would have my employees there. I would have my friends. I would have everybody that said, if you doing business with me, come celebrate the love of my life's birthday. The fact that on Simon's side, he couldn't have one person there. You know why? Because nobody messes with Simon. Because quiet as kept on the streets of ATL, Simon is known to be a scammer and a fraud. But here's the thing. Porsha just films Real Housewives of Atlanta and she goes home. She's usually not in the streets. As a matter of fact, somebody said the only reason that she's like a cat, the only reason she comes out of the house is to get it in, to eat, drink, and get it in. Otherwise than that, she stays in the house. She might go on a lunch date. She might go on a dinner date. She might come home the next morning, but she's not really too much in the clubs and in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You know what they say? It's always the ones in the house. You got to watch it. If Fallon was looking at the girls twerking in the club, you should have been looking at the girl in your closet trying to pull your dress over their head, right? Now, listen. I would say though that hold on. Listen, I do think, right? I do think that where was I? Oh, so anyway, so the club was empty. There was this and that. Portia's talking about we haven't had any time. And this made me think y'all been sneaking around for a minute because get this. All your work is in Atlanta. All your family's in Atlanta. You got a young kid. Simon has 2 young kids, right? 5 total. But most of his kids live in Atlanta. Your friends are in Atlanta, your coworkers, all these people are around. And y'all saying that you haven't spent any time in Atlanta. Why haven't y'all spent any time in Atlanta? Why have y'all not spent any time in America, in Atlanta? Because you guys were sneaking the whole time. And this whole time, you guys have been carrying on an affair outside in Costa Rica in that rented Airbnb that Simon convinced you was his, right? Let's see if he has that shit next year. In that rented Airbnb. And you saw how the house he got for Real Housewives in Atlanta, he put that shit up on sale as soon as they got divorced because he couldn't afford it. He only bought it because he was thinking based on Fallon's income and new exposure, he might be able to rock it, right? Listen. Okay, so also, what struck me as odd, your man's worth 300 million. He bought you those dumbass presents. What? Simon ain't got no taste. You went into the Chanel store. And the only thing you could get was that stupid white shopper tote. Simon ain't got forget about not having money. You're not, but then again, I guess it's like Simon just ain't got no taste. He just doesn't. That's the best you could do in the Chanel store, getting me a white shopper. Boy, okay, right? So anyway, I thought it was odd also that Porsha and her family got Dennis to donate the party bus. And I'm like, if your man's worth 300 million, and we know it's a lie. If your man's worth 40 million, and we know that's a lie too. If your man's worth 1 million, why does he need your ex to donate a party bus? Why is your ex paying for anything? I assume that if somebody's paying, it's like me and my boyfriend. If I have it, why is your ex paying it? Tell that girl to keep her money. I got this. But again, am I wrong? Do you guys regularly take money from your exes? I'm not talking about if you need it. I'm literally, honestly, I'm not saying like, oh, well, we have to have a birthday party and we can't afford it without it. And this and that. So my ex, we're so cool. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if y'all are sitting pretty, why do you have your ex? It's like literally you being like, ha ha ha. Her ex for the Happy Meal. He paid to supersize my Happy Meal. Don't you got money? Why? And we see that Simon doesn't get along with Dennis. And we see that Simon has a huge ego, right? He had a huge ego. So if he could have not taken a penny from Dennis, I don't think he would have. Where's all your money, sir? You're either broke, ding, 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 that's my guess, or you're really, really cheap, or you're both, or you're a scammer, or you're all of the above, right? I think he's all of the above, right? Now, then we come to the thing about Simon's birthday post. Simon posted that thing, I think, to be territorial. I think he was insecure about Dennis and Porsha's relationship. But more than that, this is why Porsha didn't want it thing. Not because, babe, I'm going to keep something for myself. It's because Porsha knew that once those pictures hit the internet, people were going to research and literally figure out the exact timeline. Those pictures, the time, if you guys have not watched my expose part 3, please go watch it. It's so good. I literally go back into all the posts and backtrack and let you know what's what. Those pictures literally were the keys to the kingdom, because once you saw that, that's when you saw the definitive timeline, and you saw that they were lying about everything. You even saw that Porsha was showing Simon that tattoo behind her ear while she was wearing the same cover up that she was dancing on that boat with her hair short and windblown. I'm just saying. There's also some other exclusive tea behind that. If you guys want to know it, I do have my $4.99 members only live. You can cancel it anytime. It is such a good thing. And I give gossip like you've never seen. Gossip like you've never seen. You got it. You guys, members only in the chat, let them know how good it is. It is really the best $5 you've ever spent in your life. It's totally worth it, right? Now, the reason why he wanted to do that is to blow up Porsha's spot with Dennis. Because I don't care what you say. I think Simon figured out that Porsha and Dennis, you know how like Porsha was like, me and Dennis ain't together. But sometimes he brings a little Henny. Yeah. I think that Dennis maybe popped up every now and then with a little Henny, and they got it popping, right? Now, I do find it funny that Lauren, even though is so uncomfortable around Simon, Porsha and Simon are so uncomfortable around each other that the family doesn't even know them, right? Her cousin called him a weirdo, talking about, why did you post that on Insta when Porsha told you not to do that? To me, and here's the thing, it's not like Porsha is, just a random person and someone's like, well, why can't I post pics of you? Porsha is a reality TV starlet. Porsha has an Instagram following. Porsha Williams, love it or hate it, is a brand. When you are literally posting things about someone, you have to consider how it affects the brand. The fact that Simon would not consider and did not care on how his post would affect Porsha's brand, her money, her image, or anything, that's a red light for me. He don't even respect what you do, but he's a vampire trying to suck away from it. So many red flags. So many, right? Listen, Porsha and her mom, I don't know. Are people's mom? I understand moms being encouraging, but does Miss Diane, and maybe they do it off camera, does Miss Diane put Porsha down again for game? Because she is literally consoling Porsha about the way this man who's engaged to her but still married is flushing her image down the toilet while Porsha's looking up at the light, going like this, you guys, trying to make a tear come out. I didn't see one tear. Maybe she got her upper eyelash a little wet. Name one. She did a Ramona. She did a Luann. She did a Real Housewives of New York City cry. She did a Beverly Hills cry. I don't know. I tried so hard for people to forget that you fought, to forget about Bolo, to forget about the way you use BLM for a storyline. Don't fight. You can fight me in the comments. I still think it's a storyline, because when the cameras were around, she was always a day late and $1 short about posting about important things that happened. But if you're supposed to be an activist and you're signed on there, but I don't care, you get Google alerts. I would think you would have a Google alert on your phone to see how the trial ends. I would think that your other activist friends will be texting me like, yo, this just happened. Don't tell me that you were so unplugged from literally doing a stanky leg in an Airbnb off of the coast of Cancun, drinking a bottled margarita to literally not like know what's going on in America. Porsha, shut up, even though you were in Twitter and Instagram all the time. But also the fact that her mom's encouraging her. And I was like, ladies, this is a cautionary tale. This goes for men too. You guys realize that when you're somebody's fiance, you have no legal rights to them. If you're someone's boyfriend or girlfriend, you have no legal rights. Forget about access to their assets, right? Which is Portia's main goal. I'm talking about even legally where you stand. If he gets into a car accident, God forbid, they're going to kick you out and call next of kin. If you get into anything, you have no standing. You don't even get to be in the room. So again, I'm not saying that love, right? I'm not saying that love doesn't conquer all, but I am saying that anyone, if you are giving up all your blessings and giving away your sources of income for someone that doesn't even have, for someone you don't even have legal standing with, is that the wisest thing? I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be me. Thank you so much, Kalina Malia. It wouldn't be me. Listen, again, the fact that she said, listen, I'm a brand. Simon, you need my approval to post about me. But this explains that Nigerian post when Simon put those dumb outfits up, and the whole point of that post is to show a box that said Simcoe Petroleum, so he could show that he had a real company and not a Fisher Price play up, a corporate America Play-Doh company, which the companies are fake. Watch my expose, right? Listen. Miss Diane gave her a pep talk, but no. Miss Diane, why don't you put your daughter down on game? I mean, listen, honestly, if you're going to be encouraging Porsha to stay in the streets, you need to be more Generous. See, here's the thing, right? Raise your daughters the way you want. I'm fourth weight feminism. Be what you want. You want to be a stripper, be a stripper. You want to be a housewife, be a housewife. You want to be a ho, be a ho. I don't care. If men can do it, women can do it. But if you're going to raise your daughter to be in the streets, can you educate her? Can you put her down on some Kim Kardashian game? Kim raised all her daughters to be in the streets, but she put them down on street game so that when somebody comes and kicks street games to you, you can level up. That's how the Kardashians play, right? And I know they're problematic. I'm not saying they are the ideal, but I am saying that if you're going to have your daughter, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, lovers, I don't even know. If you're going to have somebody you care about in the street and encouraging them to be in the street and be making come up moves, can you put them down to game? Because if not, they will wind up with 6-year-olds with 5 children playing mommy in the Howard Johnson pool on the bad end of Cancun. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, they're taking shots, right? Dinner's party arrived. You know, the way Simon was looking around at Porsha's family. You know, the funny thing is, pay attention to what people say. Remember when he said that Dennis isn't his type of person, and if it wasn't for Porsha, he would never be around Dennis, right? Him and Dennis aren't even fit to breathe the same air. You hear me? We don't even breathe the same air. Get out of here. And I'm like, if he feels that way about Dennis, the way he was on roll tape back to when he was on that party bus and that champagne bottle went up and the looks of disgust he was giving all of Porsha's family, the looks of disgust he was giving Porsha's family, he thinks he's too good for Porsha and her family. But you know what? That's just me. That's just me. If I was sitting next to him, I would have been like, why your face look like that? Why are you looking at my family like that? No, for real. Why does your face look like that? Why? It would have been an argument. Why are you looking at my family like that? I really would have felt some type of way. Now, we get to the club. Hey, we got a new member. Woo! Who's the new member? Who is the new member? Let's see if I can find you. Welcome to the Tattle Tells fam. Let me know what you think of that Members Only Live. It is the best money you ever spent. Let's get to that Members Only Live. It's the best money you ever spent. Now, I will say this, right? I will say this. We get to the club. Let me look for the live person's name, right? Sheila. Woo! Shout out to Sheila on the Members Only Live. Welcome to the TisaTellss family, y'all. Be like Sheila. Don't be a Porsha. Be like Sheila. I'll put y'all down the game so that y'all will never get Simon Gabodia. Never. Now, we get to the club empty, embarrassing, isolated, no friends. It was at Republic. Simon is not an owner of Republic, but he has a little money there. So basically, he got the place either for free. The liquor was sponsored. He ain't put no money into that. Maybe it was 1,500, maybe 2,500 money out of his pocket. And don't get me wrong, maybe that's a lot, but it looked like a party that we do with our girlfriends to celebrate happy birthday. It looked like a party that working class people pay for to kind of splash out. It didn't look like anything special to me. Again, I'm not in this man's pockets. Here's what I am doing. If I gave up my reputation and my income and my future ability to make money, I would want to make sure it was secure. So when I'm talking about Simon, it's not about like, oh, work out. No. It's deeper than that. And I want y'all to think a little. I mean, you guys already are. You're with me. This is for the people in the back. Just think a little deeper. I'm now looking for what? Hey, B, thank you so much. I'm now looking for where is Porsha's payoff for the humiliation, for the damage, and for the loss of brand opportunities. You came in this for $1, Porsha, so I want to know where this dollar is at. Show me the money. And Porsha's been on our screen bragging about the money. So honestly, where is it? Where is it? Seriously, where is it? Oh, that's right. It don't exist, right? Buy some damn perfume and a bag like you in 12th grade. Shut up, boy. Just no imagination. How you got all that money? Like, seriously, can you call Kris Jenner and ask how to... Porsha probably thought that Simon was going to do some Kris Jenner shit. You know, Kris Jenner stay in those boyfriends' ears. Like, okay, so I have my floors from Delmore. We have the fireworks, the helicopters there. We have everything set up. All you gotta do is just pay them. Don't worry, I already set up Kim's birthday. I set up Courtney's birthday. Don't worry, the orchestra is outside her bedroom door. We got the flower wall. They just need you to press send on the credit card. That's how Kris Jenner do. I think that Porsha thought she was gonna wake up to a Kris Jenner produced Kardashian birthday party where the boys just show up and pay for it, but Kris Jenner's people really plans the biggest parties, you know? But instead, she got literally what every high schooler gets. She got basically the grown-up equivalent to a bottle of Victoria's Secret Love Spell Eau de Toilette and a Victoria's Secret pink bag. She got the grown-up version of that for her birthday. I was like, what is this high school shit? A perfume and a purse? Do you even know this woman? You got a woman you claim to be in love, your soulmate, a perfume and a purse. And don't get me wrong, those are great gifts to have. But you would think when someone is still trying to woo you and it's your birthday, and it's the first birthday that you guys have spent together, you would think, hey, Joy, shout out to Joy for joining the Tattle Tells family. Welcome to the party, Sheila and Joy. Woo! So I literally was like, yes, let's get one more Tattle Tells. Somebody else joined up. It's $4.99. Come on, you can cancel at any time. Woo! It's like playing the numbers. What a time to be alive. I feel alive. But like, you literally did the grown-up version. It's like, it's our first birthday together. We spent, I want to make it special for you, girl or guy. The first birthdays, they're usually like the biggest, best ones because you want to make it special. You want to show them how much you love them. And you got all that money. You don't. And you did the equivalent of like a Victoria's Secret body wash and a damn bag and a pink bag. Boy, get out of here, right? Listen, he got her a Chanel purse. Fine. But Simon's supposed to be worth millions. Again, for working class people, those are very working class gifts. Again, nothing wrong with the gifts. If anybody would like to send me a Chanel bag, right? Please do send this live to my boyfriend. That's not it. The issue is I keep looking for what did Porsha risk it all for? Because I know it's not love because she's all in Dennis's face and still really worried. So at the end of the day, what did you risk it for? Because if you are happy, why are you so concerned with what your ex is doing and who he's bringing? Again, I just want to see, what did you risk this all for? Because right now it looks like you literally risked it all for smoke and mirrors. And now you're sitting here choking on the smoke. That's all. Can somebody tell me where her payoff for risking this all was? And don't, if you come in this comment saying she married for love, shut up, go buy a bridge. Get out of here with your bedtime stories, right? Now, so funny, Porsha says she's ready to turn down. And Simon says that they're equally yoked because Porsha likes to turn up. already seems to be a little whatever. And again, and watch what happened live. Porsha did say, right? We're getting to the end of this recap. Porsha did say that Porsha did say that she what they're not what they're planning, they're kind of just slowing down on wedding planning and they're enjoying being engaged, right? Now, they post up outside. They are both drunk. Hey, Kathy! Yo, shout out to Kathy, our newest member of the Tattle Tells family. Thank you very much, Kathy. We got Kathy, we got Joy, we got Sheila. We got the Charlie's Angels. Let's make it a Fab Force 5. Can we get 2 more members? Come on, y'all. It's $4.99. You can cancel anytime. We got Kathy, Joy, Sheila coming in, the newest members of the Tattle Tell family. Let's see if we can make it a Fab Force 5 and see if we could do that, right? We could do a Hayuka, the way Cynthia literally kicked Porsha into the next dark age. That'll never be not funny to me. Porsha got up like Debo. What'd you say? And stood over Cynthia like she was going to, ooh. And Cynthia with that, you gotta love a Pisces. Don't ever sleep on the Pisces. Cynthia looked at her and said, Hayuka. And she flew across that boat, and Carlos King had to go and smother her crumpled body to calm her down. That was the funniest scene I've ever seen in my life. Shout out to old school Porsha. Shout out to Porsha Williams and her anger management problems. Now, they post up outside. We back to review. They post up outside, right? Porsha looks so pretty. Her hair looks so pretty. Say what you want about Porsha. Porsha is so, like, that dress was sitting. I was just like, wow, that dress looks so. I think I saw someone else wearing that dress too. I think Jennifer Williams, and it was sitting on Jennifer. It just looked really good. Whatever that fabric is, it sits on the body beautifully. Anyway, that's when I realized also, Porsha was like, no, I want to talk to you about the pictures. And Simon looked at her like, what the fuck? Like, what do you want? And she was like, why'd you do that? That's when I realized another reason they bonded. Simon has, he likes to be inebriated. Porsha likes to be inebriated too. I literally looked, and the way they were both, I said, I'm looking at 2 drunk as hell people trying to have a conversation. Is that how you doing it? Staying drunk, right? Now, I will say that they were looking drunk. Simon was so drunk, he forgot his lines. He said, I realized, and then was like, whoo. And then remembered his lines. He forgot his line. Hey, Be Custom. Y'all, hold on. We got Be Custom. We got Sheila. We got Joy. We got Kathy. Woo! Sheila, Joy, Kathy, and BK Customs. Welcome to the Tattle Tells fam. Y'all, we at 4. Can we get a Fox 4-5? Who got 5 on it? Messing with that TTT. No, that's a mess. Who got 5 on it? Come on, y'all. Give me some lyrics. Messing with that bum bum ba. Who got 5 on it? Let's go half on the stat. Okay, never mind. All right. Y'all looking at me like, girl, if you don't finish this recap, but we getting there. We almost there, right? Who got 5 on it? Let's get 1 more member. $4.99. You can cancel at any time. But I will say this members only live was lit. The members only live was going. Y'all, Vistas and Vibes has made the Fox 4-5. Woo! We got Vistas and Vibes. We got BK Customs. Yes, turn it up. I love this song. We got Joy. We got Sheila. Woo! And we have Kathy. Woo! That's right. Turn it up. I love the song. TisaTellss, give them a welcome round. Give them some hugs. Show them some love. I'll see you on the next live, but you got to listen to the live that just happened. That shit was so good. And we had the caller that popped up that just blew everything up. I'm telling you, you're going to be rewinding that live, listening to it. No live, right? Rainy Self-Luthar said that Porsha just become a member. Porsha, call in. Listen, I'll give you the interview when the breakup comes, because you know it's coming, right? That's when so back to this thing, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Once again, Vistas and Vibes, BK Customs, Kathy, Joy, and Sheila. Ooh, oh, Sheila, won't you let me do this? My mom, did your mom used to wake you up in the mornings dancing with this? Oh, Oh, Sheila, let me love you. I remember my mom just breaking it down. All right, there you go, right? There you go. Woo! Oh, and LA, welcome to. Woo! We got 6 people now. We gotta get it up to 10, y'all. Listen, you know, listen, I believe in the power of evens. We got LA, we got Vista and Visas, we got BK Customs, we got Kathy, Sheila, and Joy. Y'all, we got 6. We gotta get it up to 10. We gotta get up to 10. Listen, it's only right. Is it my no, it's the law of the universe. You go from 5 to 10. You go to 15, 20, right? Q10 cat commandments. All right. So here's the thing. So they walk outside, they're looking drunk, they're asking whatever, right? They're running game. And I realized one thing. Simon knows that Porsha is afraid to speak up to him. And he takes advantage of that. Why won't she speak up to them? It's not love. It's not she's afraid to lose him. I think she's running game on him, right? Because I don't see where this love developed. I just don't see it. He knows it. And he delights in being like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was bad. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I won't do it again. Playing the dog mess out of her. And Portia's just sitting there like, babe, please don't do that, right? And then they end it with, let me show you what that ass do so I can, boom, toss it up. Porsha, stop with the visuals, right? Now, you know about the part about Simon managing expectations. He talks about the fact that he was never embraced by his father and his father wasn't around and all this stuff. And Porsha oddly turns it to Dennis, being like, yes, that's why Dennis, this, that, and the third. And Simon looks at her like, ugh, right? They go to lunch. It's their day date. Porsha and Simon drink a lot. I think Porsha does it to actually stand Simon because they bought shots of tequila. The tequila was this much, and Porsha took it all down. Well, Simon did. Porsha took as much down as she can, right? Porsha says, right? Porsha said, how are your BALLS? And Simon starts, they're very, very well, thank you, right? Then Porsha goes off on this thing about Simon's the only person that lets her be herself. Only person that lets her be herself. And then the producers cut to Porsha with a knife. Hold on. Porsha with a knife going like, Porsha, that's the only man that lets you be yourself? The only man that lets you play at the table was Simon? And that's why you stole Fallon's wife? Because no man lets you be like, he lets me be myself. Porsha, you poor abused puppy. You've never been able to be silly around a man. You've never been able to make jokes around a man. And the funny thing is, I don't even think Simon goes for Porsha like that. I think he only likes her fame. That's what it was, right? But anyway, you can't speak. You're in another toxic relationship with someone who's super toxic, 5 kids, Howard Johnson Poole, and he only got the money to make it all worth it. Oof, Jesus wept, right? Now, he let Porsha know, I'm gonna have side job. I'm gonna have a main chick. I'm gonna have a wife, a main chick, a couple mistress. He's gonna be so hood rich, right? Now, again, he says he swooped into Dennis's household. How would you swoop into dinner? Hey, hardly honor. Yo, we are up to our 7th Tattle Tell. Yo, we got LA. Woo, what's up, mama? How you doing? We have Hardly Honor. We have Vista and Vibes. We got BK Customs. We got Kathy. We got Joy. And we got Sheila. I know that's right. Woo, that's right. We're at 7, y'all. Let's see. Listen, we only got 3 more to get it at 10. We're at 7. We got 3 more to get it at 10. Now, here's the thing. Simon talking about he swooped into Dennis's household, but was Porsha messing with him or not? She's saying that Dennis is not his type, and he knows that the inclusion of Dennis is very important. If I was Porsha, I'd be running. I got a child, and you're talking about the inclusion of the father in my life and a child's life is something that you will acknowledge. Girl, he's giving me crazy hey, thank you, Friday. Shout out to Friday for the super chat just because of the wonderful things you does. Thank you, Friday. Now listen, Dennis goes back. We know about the whole thing about the engaged in 2 weeks and all this stuff where Lauren's caught lying. Dennis is like, yo, it must be the money. Portia's the man store of the century. Ada, right? Then they talk about that tattoo. It's so weird that Porsha got a tattoo on the other side with Simon, and the fact she didn't get Dennis's tattoo lasered off. I really do think that Porsha still, I don't know if she holds something for Dennis, but I feel like she still wants validation. But I don't know. It's weird. Maybe that's what people do. Because when I leave my exes, I'm like, done. You know, I'm literally listening to, what's that one song by Mariah Carey's group? You know that one song that's like, set this place on fire, boy, I'm tired of your lies. I literally be sitting in my bed crying, right? Not the original, but the remake from that girl group Mariah Carey had. Literally burning all the pictures. Set this tears on fire. I literally going off, crying my eyes. But then once it's over, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to hear the name. It's over. You talk about it. I'm making jokes. But in that 24 hours afterwards, yes. Don't you know my tears will cause an inferno? You guys know that song, right? Lord, that's right. Set this tears on fire. But that's a breakup song for you, you know, that makes you feel empowered, tired of your lies, right? You be crying, but you feel so empowered, right? So yes, all cried out by a Lord. That was the song. If y'all need a breakup song that empowers you, woo. So anyway, Dennis said that Porsha flies fast and lands hard. We know she got pregnant by Dennis 3 weeks after dating him. No shade. Maybe a lot of us got here that way, but Porsha kept pushing the issue long after it was shown that Dennis wasn't really trying to have a family with her, right? Dennis did say, I'll be here for the next 16 years, one way or the other. Quite as kept, you're going to be around for the rest of her life because you're Pilar's daddy. You have a good relationship with Pilar. She ain't letting her daddy go anywhere, right? She did say, go ahead and blink twice. She said, blink twice if you are being held hostage, right? And then she talked about how she pulled, y'all, we got another super chat from guess who? Joanna. 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 Y'all know that song. Joanna. Joanna. Y'all, so we got Joanne, Harley Honor, LA. Woo! Vista and Vibes. We got BK Customs. We got Kathy. We got Joy. Woo! We got Joy. Okay, so who are our members so far? We got Joanna as our newest member. Joanne. We got LA. We got Vista and Vibes. We got BK Customs. We got Kathy. We got Joy. We got Sheila. Woo! You guys, we are up to 8. We just need 2 more. Who among you is brave enough to put the Starbucks Mocha Frappuccino Venti Latte down? Listen, you can listen on the way to work. You can listen in your shower. I drop real tea. Tasha K shouted me out. Candy shouted me out. I'm super legit. All my stories I put up have come to fruition exactly the way I said it was. I don't just be spreading bullshit or making up shit, right? Listen, I know behind the scenes tea, y'all know I can tell and be funny and tell a good story. It's going to be the best $4.99. And the best part is you can cancel every time. You guys, what have you got to lose? Seriously, who among you is brave enough to put that cake pop down and spend $4.99? Who among ye? I ask you. Listen, Christmas is coming up. We already overindulged in Thanksgiving. Do something for yourself, right? It'll make your kids love you more. Your husband will be a better man and your teeth will be whiter. All from signing up for the Tattle Tells membership. You heard it here first, right? Now, Porsha says that she pulled her family and friends to be in the storyline. She admits it. And then Simon's sitting there talking about nuck if you buck. Now, if you guys watched any of my old interviews with Fallon, you would know that when Simon was acting like a big man, you know that Simon wouldn't even bust a grape in a food fight because Fallon literally said that they were out at the club one day and these 9 girls that Simon was talking to followed her outside and jumped on her and literally brutally assaulted her while Simon stood by like a coward watching it. And the only thing that got those girls off of Fallon, she was actually brutally assaulted. The only thing that got those girls off of Fallon was the club security came and pulled those girls off of them. And when she said when she was driving home, crying to Simon, talking about something, why didn't you do something? He said, I got too much to lose with my reputation. I'm not jeopardizing my reputation. And I said, smells like bitch in here. What y'all think? Does it smell like bitch? Because it sounds like Simon is bitch made. Excuse my French. But I said, it smells like bitch in here. You couldn't pull 9 women off of your girl, but yet you talk about play a macho. And for those of you guys that think it didn't happen, it did, because Fallon actually pressed charges against the girls, and some of the girls got jail time for it. So it was a brutal assault. That Simon, let me tell you something. Forget about your girl. Could you stand there while your relative, while your friend, while anyone you even cared about was assaulted and jumped on by 9 people as they stomped out somebody you cared about, and you sat there watching it until now there are some rumors that he set it up. I don't know if those are true or not, but you sat there and watched it. Security had to come and save your girl. And then instead of just being like, I'm bitch made, I'm sorry, I'm bitch made, I didn't know what to do. Instead of just saying that, you literally try to say that you're protecting your reputation, but yet you're on TV looking like a lush, looking like a horrible person, and holding your girlfriend Rocky Balboa on. Man, you guys, I want to give a special shout out. Oh my God, you guys, 10 is the magic number. Y'all, Sarah M. and Cynthia Mormon have joined the Tattle Tells. We are at 10, the magic number. Sarah M. Woo! Cynthia. Woo! Joanna. Harley Honor, LA. What's up, Mama? Vista and Vibes. BK Custom. Kathy. Joy to the world. And oh, Sheila. Let me love. Y'all remember your mom's cleaning in the morning, right? Getting you up from bed to clean early on the way. Oh, Sheila. And maybe doing that dance. Let me love you. And you just be looking like, God, why couldn't my parents been? Why couldn't I have been born to rich parents so I could just tell the maid to move on? Yo, listen. So listen, now that we got 10 members, we are going to wrap things up soon. But before I do, let me open this up. If anybody wants to call in, do we have time for call-ins? Yeah, we have time for a few quick call-ins. If y'all want to call in and give your 2 cents, you guys, that was the wrap up for the pursuit of Porsha. That was a detailed analysis of all the effery sprinkled with a little insider tea. If you guys like that insider tea, the new super chat members are. Oh wait, we also have Shantai, Tiana, and Shayna Burden. Woo, y'all! Everyone, Shantae, Tiana, Shayna Burden, Sarah M, Cynthia Mormon, Joanna, Harley Honor, LA, Visa and Vibes, BK Custom, Kathy Joy, and oh, Sheila. Welcome to the Tattle Talk. I'm telling you, this members only live is not going to disappoint. I'm telling y'all, this is the best $4.99 you ever spent. We're having a number of members only live. And just so my new members know, my old ones know this. Listen, I talk housewives tea because I think that's what everybody's interested about. However, I know bartenders, bottle service, waiters, waitresses, hotel bellhops, hotel attendants, room service people, hotel managers. I know flight attendants, even the flight attendants on, well, my sources know, on the United Arab Emirates. Listen, event planners, PR people. If you got, when the members only live is coming up and I put the post up, you can literally ask me questions in the post about, listen, have you ever, it's going to be members only, so the post will be private, so you don't have to worry about the whole world seeing your question. You can literally ask me, do you know anything about this person? Do you know anything about that person? I want to know about this situation. And I'll put my little birds in the street to be like, yo, what's going on with this? To see what they get back. You guys can even ask about in the members only live what you guys want to talk about and who you guys want to know. It doesn't just have to be housewives. It can be current events, because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, I know someone that knows something. And if you guys know anything about my channel, I don't give unverified tea. Now, that said, am I ever going to have to eat my words? Yeah, probably sometime in the future. I'm human. Is that day today? Hell, MF and no. I've been accurate and right about what I've said. So you can, like, literally consider me like a poor man's B. Scott, if you will. The way B. Scott, when you see something on B. Scott's site, and I admire this about him, when you see something on B. Scott's site, it is 95% always right. I've actually never seen a story with B. Scott be wrong but I'm sure nobody's 100% perfect. But when he puts a story out, it is pretty much 95% on the way correct. So I'm not saying he's always right, but goddamn, his you know what I'm saying? His margin of error is like a very, very, very low margin. So, I aspire to be a poor man's B. Scott, if a love B. Scott, if you will. Listen, Miss Jazzy, listen. Porsha is making money. And another thing, Porsha should be thanking me. I'm keeping interest alive in her show. It's an ecosystem, baby. We all eat. But if I'm gonna keep money in your pocket by watching this show and encouraging other people to watch this show, then goddamn, yes, I'm gonna literally talk about like, I don't understand. You guys, we're watching a TV show. It's cultural anthropology. These are characters they're actually playing. The fact that they're using their real lives and they're giving us these fake stories, but it's interesting and it lets you know a lot about somebody's psyche, the fake story that they even put out. Again, it's all love. Listen, Porscha's show, we're part of the reason why Porscha's show might be successful. Seriously, and it needs all the help it can get. But we're one of the reasons it might be successful. We're generating interest. So as much as y'all just like, leave Porsha. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want that. She wants us to talk about it. It's provocative. It gets the people going. That's how you get ratings. Listen. How's another thing? How much of a dog did you marry that somebody that's 6 years old, who's infertile, that literally walked? Remember, they were walking around seeing that house and he got winded walking from the stairs to the backyard and he had to sit down and was like, right? How much of a dirtbag do you got to be that you got to be worried about your 6-year-old husband with 5 kids that can't even walk from the front door to the backyard without getting winded, worrying about cheating on you? How are you 60 years old talking about concubines? Girl, thank you, Sammy. How are you 60? Yeah, hey, Gloria. How are you 60 years old talking about concubines? Wait, hold on. We got Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what's going on? How are you, mama? Michelle? Is Michelle here? Michelle? Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe it's me. Hold on. Michelle? I don't know. Can you guys hear? Oh, G Lovers. The ratings for last night, we don't know. Michelle, you might want to come back in. I really can't hear you, Mama. Let me try something. What about now? The ratings for last night are not in. The ratings come out Tuesday. I'm actually interested to see the ratings. It was a hot mess express, but it was a watchable hot mess express. Maybe because I wanted to see the lives that they were doing, but it was a watchable hot watch express. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, Casa's life of fire. I'm gonna hurt you. Let's see if Michelle's back. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Are you back, Mama? Michelle? Can you guys hear her? Oh, wait, Miss Innabug. You want to hear something funny? Michelle, we still can't hear you, Mama. Is your phone muted? You know what's so funny? When you say episode 1 was boring to me, it was hard to stay focused. I hope episode 2 is better. You know what's so funny? My best friend. Hey, Michelle, we still can't hear you, Mama. Is your phone muted? You know what's so funny? When you say episode 1 was boring to me, it was hard to stay focused. I hope. Mute your phone, Justy. So anyway, or turn the volume down. I'll put you on in a second. But I will say this. My BFF said the first episode was very boring to her too, because she already figured out Portia's a liar. She doesn't care. So she said the episode was like really, really boring and she couldn't focus either. So we'll see how episode 2 turns out. All right, Jess D, how are you?
Hi, Tisa.
Hey, Jess D, how are you, Mama?
It worked today. I am good.
Yes.
I actually joined earlier today, so I'm like, I finally got the audio to work.
Yes.
I just want to say I love your channel. You have inspired me so much to tell you that. Like, I love your channel. So yeah. So
are you
okay,
doing YouTube too?
Yes, I just started my own. So I'm like, you inspired me to actually start my own. Just D Show.
And what is your channel on?
So I'm going to be covering like this kind of the same thing, like the shows that I watch, but also certain aspects of spirituality and cooking tutorials. And I do media production and all of that. So yes, I just wanted to tell you, thank you. Okay. So here's my take on Porsha.
You guys follow Just D.
I saw it coming.
Go on.
I'm not going to lie. Like I saw this coming, everything.
How'd you see it coming?
Okay, it was weird for a second. Are you there?
Yeah, okay, I'm there. So you said you saw it coming.
Okay,
Go on.
okay. Yeah, with her and Simon just basically tending to do all of this just to get money. Here's my issue with it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to judge you, but what happened to Black Lives Matter? That's all I wanted to know. Like, it was like she jumped from that to this fake storyline, and you just completely forgot about that aspect. So it's just, I see, I hate to say it, but Simon or Dennis's mom was right. She was right. And I feel like Portia's
What
going
did
to do
Dennis's
whatever it
mom
takes to
say?
get money.
What did
On the
Dennis's mom say?
previous on the previous season where his mom was on, she asked her, "Do you want to be a wife or a baby's mom?" Like, because his mom figured she didn't actually want to be settled down with Dennis.
Well, once she said Dennis has to sign a prenup and this money is family money, Dennis doesn't have access to it. That's when she was like, yeah, there's no point in us getting married. You're right about that. You're right.
Right. So
Let's
it
go.
just seems like this is all just fake. And I said this last year. I was like, watch her try to marry him. And then when it doesn't work out, try to run back to Dennis. Just watch and see if that doesn't happen.
I would say maybe that would happen, but after, if my sources are correct about the melee that happened between Dennis's mom and Porsha, I don't know. There's just some things that you just can't come back from, you know? I don't know. I just feel like it was the wrong road. The name of her channel is Just D, Justdee, right? That's the name of your channel, right? Oh, she left. So Just D, Justdee, Just D. That's her YouTube channel. Go ahead and give her a follow. But I agree with you, right? Listen, I
Right.
completely agree with you. This is not going to end well. I think she is going to try to run back to Dennis. But again, Portia is the survivor, and I'm interested to see how she spins this because I think when it melts down, it's going to be epic. And Simon's messy, and Portia plays dirty. So this is not going to be a breakup that just goes away. Do you know what I'm saying? Just
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. Like it's gonna get messy and they're both narcissists, let's be honest. So the same way he plays dirty, she's gonna play dirty and I feel like it's gonna explode and it's gonna be
I
terrible.
I feel like it's going to explode too. But listen, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Before we go, let's do the Justy. Do it with me. Put it in and make it win
Put
and put it in and make it
it
win
how to
and
make it what it is. I
put it
love
in
it.
and make it. Yo, at Portia's party, he was looking. Y'all thought I was joking about the way his voice sounded. Put it in and make it win. Put it in and make it
Oh
win.
my God. I
Literally,
love
every
it.
time he walks around, he's like, I got the magic stick. Portia, girl, woo, all that performing for a man with 5 kids, a chronic cheater, and an alcohol problem.
Right. And
Allegedly, I did not
proudly
like that.
said, I'm the fourth wife. Right.
Yeah, and why does it happen? It looks like Simon might be working on his fifth. Y'all, what am I talking about? I'm gonna drop a video tonight. Stay tuned for it. But it looks like Simon might be working on his fourth wife or maybe fifth fiance. I don't know how that goes,
Oh,
right? Or
wow.
maybe his second baby's mom. We'll wait to see. All right, you guys,
Oh,
thank you so
wow.
much for joining. And I also want to give a special shout out once again, Justine. Thank you for joining
Yes,
earlier.
ma'am. Thank you.
And also we got of course, Shania, Burden, Shantai, Tiana, Sarah, Cynthia, Joanna, Harley Honor, LA, Vista and Vibes, BK Custom, Kathy, Joy, and Sheila. Thank you for joining Tattle Tell fam. Let me know in the comments what you think of the members live, but it is good. Watch this one's all of them are good, but this one especially was especially juicy. All right, you guys. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. You guys follow
You're so
Just
welcome.
D
Good night.
on YouTube. Good night, everybody. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Let's end the stream. Bye.